What is going on, guys? It is Connor Branding, or Connor, here today bringing you guys a brand new video. Now this is going to be the start of the logo design series that I'm going to be doing. So basically this first video you guys already seen by the title, but it's just going to be the basics to Illustrator and using the shape builder tool, because the shape builder tool, I would say, is where you need to start. If you don't know how to use the shape builder tool properly, or you don't even know what it is, this is a perfect video to start on, to start learning logo design and start bettering your logos. So hopping right into it, the first, obviously, the program you're going to need is Illustrator. That's what the whole series is revolved around. Whether you pirate it, you know, not encouraging it, but if you do, or if you purchase it, whatever, just get Illustrator, and then you're just going to go up and create a new file by going to File, New, and then I usually use pixels depending on the project I'm working on, but I'm just going to go 2000 by 2000 for the sake of this video. And now we're just going to start off, go through the basics kind of every tool, and I'm going to skim over the ones that are kind of self-explanatory and you guys probably already know, and then we're going to dive into the shape builder tool. So starting off right here, you got your tool panel. If you can't see it, just go to Window, and then I believe you can just go to Workspace and then Reset Essentials, and it'll pop up. So starting off, we have the selection tool. V on your keyboard is a shortcut. This is just going to be so you can move things around. You guys can see, just basic. Next to it, we got the direct selection tool. This is basically going to allow you to edit the anchor points on any objects that you have. So you can see here I'm moving each point around and whatnot. Next is your magic wand tool. I've never used it in Illustrator. Lasso tool, never used it. Pen tool. This can be great when you're going over sketches that aren't straight lines, or if you can't make them with the shape builder tool, which I'll explain that once we get to it. But basically the pen tool, just like Photoshop, you can create a path just by selecting points. Next we got our text tool. Click anywhere, just like Photoshop. You can type in text, and we got our character panel here. We can edit all the fonts, kind of details and the things behind just the typeface. So next is the line segment tool. I've never used it. Now this is the rectangle tool, and you guys can see this little kind of triangle in the corner there. Basically, if you click and hold on the triangle, or on the rectangular tool, you're gonna get all of these options, which you get the rectangle tool, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star, and flare. So these are all of your shapes you're going to be using while designing logos. So you're going to need to know how to use these in order to use the shape builder tool. So I'm going to just give it a little example of how you guys can use this tool. So say we want to click and we want to make a circle. You're just going to click and hold your pointer, and then hold shift, and then you're going to drag a perfect circle. Or if you don't hold shift, you can obviously make a circle like that, you know, a little unproportional. So next is your brush tool. This is great for hand lettering and things like that. Next is your pencil. You can draw with it and all that fun stuff. I don't think I've ever used it. The blob brush tool, never used it. Eraser, obviously, if you make a mistake or something, you can, you know, erase through it. Next is your rotate tool. This is going to be, if you have an object, you can just click rotate, and then you can move the point and then rotate it around that point. So next is your scale tool. I've never used it. That's where you're just going to use Control T and size things. Width tool. Now this is a really cool tool that is inside Illustrator. Okay, so basically the width tool, how you're going to use it, say you have a line with your pen tool, size that up a little bit so you can see it. And then you're going to grab your width tool, and we can see how the entire line is even throughout in thickness. Well, if we come to the end here and we select a point, you can actually thin this out to even a perfect, like down to a point. So then you can see, size this up some more so it's a little more obvious. You can see it gets it's big at the start, and then it just kind of sizes down. And you can change the width on things and whatnot to make different shapes and all that fun stuff. So next is going to be your free transform tool. I've never used it. Now, Shape Builder tool I'm going to skip over, so then we can do a more in-depth tutorial with it at the end of the video. Next is your perspective grid. You can use this if you're typing text and you want it to kind of go across this plane and then this plane. I've never used it too much for logos, so we're not going to go really in depth with that. The mesh tool, never used it. Here's your gradient tool, just if you're, say you had a logo and you wanted to put a gradient on it, you can use it for that. So you can go up here, edit your gradient and whatnot, and then change it or apply it with that, or you can just click the little gradient button down here. Next is your eyedropper tool. So basically what this is going to do, just like in Photoshop, say I was selected on a green but I wanted this blue, I would click the eyedropper tool, click that, and then there's that blue that we wanted. Next, blend tool. I haven't used it too much. I've done it when I'm doing more transparent objects and stuff towards illustration, but this series is all about logo design, so I'm not going to get into the blend tool with it. The symbol sprayer, basically you can just spray any symbol that you create. Column graph, yep, nope, never used it. Artboard tool, this is huge in logo design. So say you wanted, say this was your logo at stage 1, and then we'll say this was the logo at stage 2. So basically, you can come here, this is your artboard. This is basically the palette that you're working on in Illustrator. So if you click this, hold Shift and Alt, you can actually drag and copy the artboard over. So we can delete that, center these. So then you can kind of see the evolution of the logo. So you could say put the sketch here, put the line work here, the logo with shadows here, something like that. Or you can even use this to show clients different examples of fonts and whatnot. You could create, say you just wanted a bunch of artboards, and you could just put different fonts and then send the entire file to your client so they can look through them and they don't have to be on the same board. You can also do it if you want to create different size artboards within the document. So say in Illustrator you're creating a logo design, but then you wanted to create a letterhead as well, you can use different sizes too in the same file. Next is going to be your slice tool. This is just going to be, say we have this object and we wanted, since it's all, see the anchor points on the corners, and I'm also doing this video in one take, so when I'm stuttering and stuff, I'm not going to end up cutting it out, just because, I don't know, I like it more raw, with videos and all that fun stuff, so, yeah. And also, I'm going to be recording this video in one take, and only editing a couple parts out, so if I do stutter here and there, I'm sorry, it's just the nervousness with the camera and all that. So anyway, if you see on the square we have here, we have different anchor points. Well, if we wanted to split this object into two, we could grab our slice tool, slice through it, and then we would have two. Wait, what? Okay, so this is the slice tool. You're really not going to use that too much. Next, your hand grabber, you can move yourself wherever you are in your document. And then obviously the magnifier just brings you in and out with the zoom. So now we're going to dive into the shape builder tool, since we have covered every other tool in Illustrator on the toolbar. So basically what we're going to want to do, if you guys want to follow along in your Illustrator or whatnot, if you want to just watch, whatever, I'm going to start off by creating a 100 pixel by 100 pixel square, and then I'm also going to create, whoops, 100 pixel by 100 pixel circle. So let me change the color of these so you guys can tell the difference. Okay, so say we have this square, and we also have this circle, right? But we want, say, this corner to be curved on the rectangle. What we would do is we would drag the circle and just snap it into place in the center of the square, and then you can highlight both of the objects, click on your shape builder tool, or click Shift M on your keyboard as the shortcut, and then you're gonna see it's gonna bring up this little weird view. And basically you got the plus sign here. That's just gonna add the object into this one, or you can go back by clicking Control Z, and you can hold Alt on your keyboard for the minus, and we can click that, and now we got rid of that corner, and then we can go like this, and then we have the shape that we wanted. So that's honestly how you're going to be using the shape builder tool. This is really essential in logo design for curves, to make sure that they're perfectly even, and anything like that, negative space things. We could highlight both of these and then take that square out as well. So that's basically the entire tutorial on the basics of Illustrator, what you're going to kind of need to know, and a little more in-depth with the shape builder tool. So I think I'm just going to end up titling this Basics of Illustrator, and this is going to be the first episode in the series of the Logo Design Series. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop any comments below, video suggestions you want to see in this series on how to design logos, and things that you think might be essential that new designers or even you want to know about my process, any logo designer's process, or just using the program and navigating through it. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe for more content and to see the rest of the series, and turn post notifications on if you guys want to be notified when I upload. I'm going to be trying to upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if I can. It might get a little overwhelming with school and whatnot, but I'll see if I can maintain it. So I'm going to be posting this video on Wednesday, so I did upload a speed art this past Monday. If you guys want to go check it out, the link to that video will be in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been Connor and Connor Branding, and I'm out.